Arkadaşlar hepinize yeni bir Wild Rift videosundan Neco kanalından selamlar. Hepiniz videoma hoş geldiniz. Bugün sizlerle beraber Wild Rift 4.0 Yama notlarını hep beraber inceleyeceğiz. Büyük bir patch, sadece yazılı bir şekilde bizle paylaşılmadı. Direkt Wild Rift'in resmi hesabına video şeklinde geldi. Türkçe altyazılı bir şekilde. Bakalım yeni sezonda ne gibi değişiklikler bizi bekliyor? Hep beraber bir izleyelim, yorumlayalım.
Hey everyone, Alan here from the Wild Rift team. I was off spending my wild cause, but now
Şimdiden videoyu beğenip abone olmayı unutmayın. Seviyorsunuz.
First, a quick heads up. The new year brings
Klasik espriler, girişler.
So we're dropping that boring old 3 and bringing out a shiny new 4.0.
Güzel, büyük bir patch, evet.
Our content cadence isn't based on an annual cycle, so that new number isn't tied to huge changes. That's because any patch for Wild Rift can bring pretty major updates, not just the one in January. We changed a huge aspect.
Diyor ki 4'e geçiyoruz ama bu patch dışında da böyle gelecek ara patchler iyi bir değişiklikler getirecek diyor.
Game a few patches ago,
Evet.
Elemental Rift,
Evet.
and we have some adjustments for this patch that are sure
Ne
to shift
diyorsun?
the meta.
Sezon değişiyor.
In short, don't get anchored on that 4.0. We're going to bring gameplay changes when they're ready. Anyway, this patch, we're looking forward to some excitable champions, improvements for yet another role, and even more things to test in the jungle. Of course, we'll also go over
Hadi.
and
Şampiyonlar.
the skins you can look forward to.
Kostümler ne ya?
Welcome
Şampiyonu mu
to
bize
Wild Rift
bekliyoruz?
Patch 4.0 Rising Spark.
Yükselen Kıvılcım. Şampiyon.
Hey everyone, it's Maddie, Champions Product Lead on Wild Rift. We thought our roster needed more mischief, glitter, and world-warping arcane energy. With all that in mind, Zoe, the aspect of Twilight,
Zoe geliyor. Ay, Zoe'nin ne kadar kötü
kötü
çizmişler suratını.
Zoe is a burst mage who wants to steal spells, snipe enemies, and causes
Zoe
much
yine
trouble as
aktif
possible
olarak
with portals.
sadece Wild Rift oyuncular için söylüyorum bunu. League of Legends'ta uzun zamandır olan bir karakter arkadaşlar. Orta koridor, büyücü. Bazı sapıklar bunu support olarak da kullanıyor. Bilginiz olsun.
Which allows Zoe to blink to a new position and
Bayağı
blink
sinir
back.
bozucu bir şampiyon bu
This
arada.
ult has a low cooldown, so get creative with paddle stars to delete your enemies from existence. With her second ability, Spell Thief, Zoe can steal enemy spells and enchantments on cast, which will appear on the ground for her to pick up.
Ultisi çok kısa, ultisinden range alıp ilk yeteneğini çok uzun atabiliyor kombosunu. Sizin sihirdar büyünüzü bastığınız zaman gidip onu çalabiliyor, kullanabiliyor ekstradan. Biraz dert bir karakter. E'si böyle uyutuyor. Ama şöyle bir durum daha var. Uyuyan rakibe bir kere dokunduğun zaman direkt bozuluyor uyuması. Baksana. Çok karmaşık bir şampiyon.
And now we're going from Z to Z. Bring the lightning with Zeri, the spark of sun, electrifying.
Zeri geldi lan. Bu yeni geldi LoL'de.
Most marksmen, the majority of Zeri's damage comes from
güzel olur ha bu.
But her attack, burst
Normal
fire,
saldırısı
works a little
arkadaşlar
differently than
Zeri'nin
you might expect.
yetenekle.
When you tap the attack button as Zeri, you'll fire in a direction and damage the first enemy hit, just like a skill shot ability. So be sure to aim as you go.
Biraz zor. Zor bir ADC.
Whenever she gets a shield, and she also has some tools to slow her opponents
Dur,
down.
değiştirmişler lan bunu
Her first
sanırım.
ability, Electrocute, zaps an enemy with a slow.
Ha.
Ultra Shock Laser fires a
Bunu
beam that
normal
damages
LoL'e göre
and
değiştirmişler.
slows the first target hit. If the beam hits a wall, it'll extend its range and fire
Bu yeteneği
through it,
duvardan
applying
kullanırsan
its
range
effect
uzuyor
to
arkadaşlar.
the
Bilginiz olsun. Daha demin
Zeri's
duvardan
third
gösterdiği
ability,
gibi. O
Spark
ikinci
Surge,
yeteneği.
is her tool for great escapes.
Normal bilgisayardaki LoL'de ilk yeteneği yerine pasifi var. Pasifi yerinde de ilk yeteneği var. Yani LoL'dekiyle yer değiştirmişler. Muhtemelen mobilde oynamak bu bizi zorlar diye öyle bir kolaylık getirmişler. Bilginiz olsun.
Cast it to dash forward and empower your next attacks. If Zeri dashes to a wall, she'll jump all the way over it.
Evet, üçüncü yeteneğini
Use her
duvardan
ultimate,
atlıyor.
Lightning Crash.
Ve
To shock nearby enemies.
duvar ne kadar uzaksa oraya kadar uçuyor, atlıyor, zıplıyor. Kısaysa da kısa zıplıyor. Boşluktaysa da çok ufak bir atılma yapıyor. Graves'in E'si gibi.
And gain stacks of overcharge for each champion hit. While overcharged, Zeri gains movement speed, attack speed, and bonus damage. Her attack is faster and chains to nearby enemies.
Ultisi
and she'll
etrafa
extend
patlıyor,
this
hasar
effect with
veriyor.
takedowns.
Ama ultisinin aktif olabilmesi için bir şampiyona değmesi gerekiyor. Boşlukta bastığınız zaman efektleri vermiyor, bilginiz olsun.
And you'll be zipping and zapping across the rift. And those are our new champions for the Rising Spark patch.
İki tane şampiyon, Zeri ve Zeri.
Go forth and tilt your opponents with cheerfulness and tons of damage. And now I'll hand it over to David for even more updates.
İyi, güzel bir ADC geliyor, bakalım ne olacak.
Hi friends, I'm David, Associate Game Director for Wild Rift. Let's sparkle our way to the gameplay changes for this patch. The 3-act gameplay structure is super important for Wild Rift, where players feel the ramp up from early to mid and then to late game.
Doğru.
Looking over the last few patches, we feel there's room for improvement for the late stages of the game. The focus here is to increase the opportunities for comebacks while maintaining the frenetic pace of Wild Rift.
Oyunlar uzun sürmeye mi başlıyor?
Inhibitor respawns. So once an inhibitor is destroyed, it'll come back again after a little while. This way, the game won't feel like it is completely over if you lose an inhibitor early. And
çok güzel olmamış mı? Yorumlara yazın. Çok iyi olmamış mı?
You'll be able to focus more on facing off
Zaten
against the
Nexus'un kulesi yok.
enemy team and less on their minions. Continue with the theme of climactic game ends, we're adding a mechanic that limits.
Ama oraya tekrar geri gelen kule, inhibitör daha doğrusu sanki atağı daha farklı gibi. Normal bir kule gibi gelmedi.
Turtling. Once you reach the super late game, towers will begin to burn and eventually collapse. And while we don't expect this effect to trigger frequently, we want you to feel the urgency of pushing your advantage or coming back from your disadvantages. Every patch, we look to make improvements to specific roles.
Bu diye bahsettiği şeydi o zaman.
And for the Rising Spark patch, we're looking to improve the
Hani
tank experience.
inhibitör tekrar geri geliyor ama uzun süre sonra da kuleler yıkılıyor. Yani biz hala mobil bir oyun oynuyoruz. Wild Rift oynuyoruz. Ve bu oyunun hızlı olması, maçların kısa sürmesi bizim için önemli deyip böyle bir update getirmişler.
But their effects are often subtle, so it's difficult for you and your teammates to notice when you're using them well. So first, we're getting some new and improved Shopkeeper stock.
Ne oluyor?
Right now, Ixali Seajar and Demon's Plate are great first picks for tank supports, but they're mostly benefiting players who want to roam all around the map. If you're more of an aggressive tank support who wants to get ahead through laning, Dawn Shroud is now your item of choice. When you immobilize a champion, Dawn Shroud's passive will damage and reveal nearby enemy champions. This effect will also trigger if you are immobilized. Next, we're reworking some other tank items to make their powers more clear.
Ya baba, normal LoL'de de zaten tanklar meta. Bu tanklar neymiş ya bu tanklar?
When you're hit by a critical strike, you'll now gain stacks. Attacking a champion will consume the stacks and heal based on the damage you took. This is replacing one of the item's old passives, which reduce damage from all critical strikes. Starting this patch, you'll need to attack to make full use of the damage reduction instead of passively gaining it, which will reward good decision making.
Çok iyi itemler geliyor tanklara.
Frozen Heart's effect is also changing. Now, basic attacks and spells will apply stacks to your target. They will also gain stacks from attacking or hitting you or your allies with spells. Each stack will slow your enemy's attack speed up to a cap. We hope that with a stacking debuff, instead of an effect with constant uptime, Frozen Heart's impact will be more noticeable overall. Outside of that, we're working on more tanky details that we'll share with you in an upcoming issue of Wild Rift News. Overall, you should expect new improvements.
Hiç ADC'ye oynamaya gerek yok yani.
As we look to continuously improve the general game health.
Oyun modunda ne gibi değişiklikler var?
For the Rising Spark patch, we're bringing back a game mode we all know and love. All random, ultra rapid fire mode is making its triumphant return to the Rift. Queue up and play a completely random champion with super speedy spells. We're also using this game mode to test something new. In this patch, we're introducing Execute Smite, just for ARF matches.
İnfazı şart mıymış ya?
You'll choose Smite for your loadout as usual, but Smite's effect won't be an active that you press. It will now be a passive instead. When you damage a monster and cause its health to fall below Smite's total damage, the spell will automatically trigger, effectively smiting the camp for you. There's no cooldown for this effect, so don't worry about accidentally wasting Smite and blue buff when you meant to use it at Dragon. There's plenty of Execute Smites to go around. We know this sounds pretty wild, and the final version of the Execute Smite might end up being a little different, depending on where our playtests land.
Baba peki bir ejder fight'ında iki takımın ormancısı olunca hangi smite atacak? Kim alacak?
But we'll have more exact details for you.
Şaka mı yani bu?
So if you are an ARF playing jungle main, keep an eye out and let us know.
Ama yani nasıl olacak? Kim alacak onu?
As always, we're looking to improve the Wild Rift experience, both in and out of the game. So here's a few
soruma
quality
cevap
life
verin.
updates we got in the Rising Spark patch. ARM titles have been around for a little while now. We'll be adding some
baba, Aram da
sub-tiers to
neymiş
some
ya?
of those titles, so that it's easier to track your climb. If you're a master of the abyss, we're excited to give you some new milestones to show off. So you think you're the best mid laner out of your friend list? Well, this patch, you can prove it. We're adding a role leaderboard, where you'll be able to compare your role score with your friends. You'll also be able to see the top players for each role in your region. The best of the best will receive a special title. We're
İyice
also
herkes at
adjusting
yarışına
how
girdi
role
yani.
scores work as a whole. At the start of a new
Aynen,
ranked
lane
season,
yazıyor
your
aşağıda.
role scores will be reset. But you'll gain a boost for role scores gained in the future based on your performance past season. So you can try and reach even greater heights in your quest for lane dominance. Now, I'll pass it back to Alan to round out the rest of this patch.
Alan'a döndür bizi. Evet, şimdi bizim için önemli şeyler.
Season 8 is here, and glorious Crimson Nami is ready to make some waves. Play ranked games to claim her from the season rewards tab. And don't forget,
Oo, Nami
you can
güzel
pick up
olmuş.
a weapon augment upgrade from the ranked store. Best of luck on the ladder, and may your victory points rise like the tide.
Kostümden başka bir update yok mu? Vallahi yok. Wild kartı.
A new masked villain is ready to take the city by a storm, along with any valuables he can lay his hands on. Heroes beware, supervillain Graves is ready to lie, cheat, and steal his way to the end
Oy, bu
of
çok
Wild
iyi olur
Pass
ya.
Season 8, and look cool while doing it. Be
Çok iyi
sure to
olur
plunder
ya.
his ascended skin from the Wild Pass Emporium before he sneaks away.
Güzel olmuş Graves. Eğlenceli olur, tatlı olur.
This patch is bringing plenty of good luck and
Ne getiriyor? Ne
festivities.
getiriyor
Lunar
kral?
New Year is coming, and we've got some surprises in store for our event. Get ready to explore a world inspired
Ha,
by
event,
cutting art.
bir şeyler
where you get to
kazanmaca.
know a few different champions and help them enjoy the celebration. The new year is a busy time, so you have to group up to grab everything you need.
Artık
That's
yeni
all we can say for
şampiyonlara
now.
fark
Just make
ettiyseniz
sure
şeyi
you
yavaştan
look out
kesiyorlar.
for some fun.
Etkinliklerle
We're
beraber
also bringing
şampiyonları
back a
vermeyi
futuristic
kesiyorlar.
theme that many of you will recognize. If high-tech cyberpunk energy is your speed, Project Surge is ready to initiate in patch 4.0. Your directive is
Çok
clear.
mavi öz birikti
Prepare for
çünkü.
new skins and new rewards when this event commences.
Kostümleri de gördün çaktırmadan. Project Zeri falan
And
geliyor.
of course, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for a look at our skins coming this patch.
Hadi
Whether
bakalım.
you're an attentive student or a bit of a cut-up, we're sure there's something in this montage for you.
Bayağı kalabalık mı? Savaş Akademisi Leonard. Güzel. Güzel, yenir. Akademi Müdüriyesi Yumi. Leş. Umurumda olmaz. Havai Fişek Vayne. Yani Vayne aşkımsın benim. Yapacak bir şey yok, alacağız. Efsane bas sarı. Serap'ın güzel olmuş gibi. Gwen de bir güzel. Gwen de bir güzel gözüküyor. Efsane bas. Bunlar normal LoL'de olmayan kostümler herhalde, bu efsane bas serisi. Camille de güzel olmuş. Var mıydı normal LoL'de ya? Hemen bilgisi olanlar yazsın. Ben bu seriyi yok diye biliyorum. Ana, Caitlyn'e bak. Çok iyi duruyor. Ne? Kod adı geldi. Kod adı serisi geldi. Kod adı Lucian. Ha, vahşi batılım varken de ne bileyim yani. Kod adı Master Yi. Zing zing zing. Kod adı Zeri güzel işte. Bu şampiyon direkt kostümle
Thanks for
alınabilir.
joining us in this patch preview. Let us know how these gameplay
Çok fazla
changes
değişiklik
feel,
yok. En büyük
especially
değişiklik
for the
kuleler
top players out
ve
there.
yeni gelen
Plus,
şampiyonlar.
we hope you'll enjoy our newest
Kulelerin kendi
zippy
kendine
and zany champion.
kaybolması
Just watch out where you put
ve
these portals, okay?
inhibitör
You
gelmesi.
sneaky.
That's all for now, and I'll see you on the Rift in the Rising
Efendim,
Spark update.
o zaman umarım siz de videoyu beğenmişsinizdir. Bir sonraki Neco kanalındaki videoda görüşmek üzere. Videoyu beğenip kanala abone olup ayrıyetten de patch hakkındaki yorumlarınızı yorum kısmına eklemeyi unutmayın. Hoşça kalın.